Shark Tank star and investor Kevin O'Leary. Mr. Wonderful, chairman of O'Leary Ventures. Great to have you with us. So give us your take on this semiconductor investment. And as President Trump just said, Kevin, it comes on the heels of a huge multi-billion-dollar deal from Apple, $500 billion deal from Apple. I just want to double check that. And here's President Trump just moments ago describing this deal. Let's watch, and then we'll get your thoughts on it, Kevin.
Today, Taiwan Semiconductor is announcing that they will be investing at least $100 billion in new capital in the United States over the next short period of time to build state-of-the-art semiconductor manufacturing facilities. I think mostly it's going to be in Arizona, which is what I understand, which is a great state. I like it because I won it, but I won most of them, actually. But we won it, and we won it big.
Kevin O'Leary, let's start there with your reaction to this semiconductor deal.
It makes me wonder if we really needed the Chips and Science Act at all, which was governments or the U.S. government trying to pick winners, giving a lot of money to Intel, which can't really help this problem for 6, 7, 8, 9 years. This Taiwan semi deal is about geopolitical risk. We all know that if the Chinese invade Taiwan, you're not getting a light bulb on in your microwave because they make all the chips for everything right now. So that offsets that problem. Number two, it's definitely a win in the Trump column for his policy, which has gone way beyond Mexico and Canada. It's everywhere now. Trade and tariffs as a weapon is trying to reset all the tariff schedules that came on during the Second World War in practically every country. It's gone to Britain and all over Europe, Canada, Mexico, England, you name it. It's part of a giant negotiation. So every time you get an announcement like this, it's a win. You can point, if you're in the administration and you're Trump, you say, look, I started this. It's been a bumpy road. Yeah, people are freaking out everywhere. But look at this. Over $100 billion coming right back into the U.S. because of my policy. I don't see any downside for Trump on this one.
Well, you make a great point that we watched President Biden do this chip deal that had a lot of public investment in it. And in this case, what we're seeing time after time are the American companies, foreign companies coming in and saying, we're going to make a huge investment in the United States. So you said people are freaking out and the market's freaking out a little bit right now, a lot, I should say, down about 729 points right now. What's your take on why that is, Kevin?
You've got two forces at play here. We're talking about affordability czar because the price of eggs and housing and energy are not showing any signs of declining at this point. And we were even concerned until we see the Jobs Act later this week, or the jobs numbers, what the economy looks like. And so there's that uncertainty. And then you've got tariffs could be coming on tomorrow on Mexico and Canada, massive trading partners. And to a certain extent, over the long period of time, they would be inflationary, particularly on things like lumber for housing. And the lumber industry just yesterday and today said, look, we can't make up this capacity for at least 4 to 5 years. And so that would put a lot of pressure on housing prices. At the same time, it's a negotiation. Canada is in a bit of a deficit position because they don't have a prime minister. So all the premiers of every province, the equivalent of states, are in Washington right now trying to work all this stuff out, particularly Ontario and Alberta and Saskatchewan, where all of the trade occurs basically, including the energy. So look, I don't know what the probability is of a punt it till April 2nd, till after the report comes out about the impacts of tariffs on Mexico and Canada. That could happen by midnight. But if they go on, there won't be any immediate change to anything. It'll be a continued negotiation. But these are volatile times, but the outcomes are towards getting back more investment into the U.S. and a balance on trade imbalances country by country by country, and each one is unique.
how long does it take for this tariff situation? I know this isn't an answerable question, really, but what does your gut tell you? Because obviously, a lot of what we're seeing, the Dow is at session lows right now, down 787 points. A lot of businesses across America are calibrating this. You know, they buy things from all over the world in order to make their products, and they're trying to figure out what the impact is going to be. Short term, let's go with short term for right now.
Okay, well, let's take the Canadian situation, which was unique, different than the Mexican, different than the British. So here are the numbers in Canada. The trade imbalance with Canada is not actually on anything except energy, where the U.S. imports oil from Alberta, Saskatchewan, and the East Coast in gasoline from a refinery at Irving down the East Coast. Now, we already know, and I must say that Danielle Smith, the premier of Alberta, who's got the biggest trade deal with the United States in oil, $300+ billion a year, she took a tremendous amount of heat by going down to see Trump just before he became president in Mar-a-Lago. But she's the only one that's a winner right now. She's got a 10% tariff, not 25 on all the rest of the sectors. But if you really think about the Canadian situation, if you just take oil out of the equation, there's no trade imbalance. And I'm sure that once there's leadership in Canada in place, which is days away now till an election, this thing will get worked out. Yeah. So even if it's not in anybody's benefit to have a trade war with a giant trading partner in energy and cars and everything else, particularly when there really isn't a deficit outside of the energy and a $13 a barrel discount.
Well,
and so
as
Bergen has been very instrumental behind the scenes in saying to everybody, hey, everybody, let's not be crazy with energy because our costs are going to go up through the roof if we tariff our own source of input energy. So I got a feeling the Canadian deal is going to get worked out probably in the next 90 days. Call it NAFTA 3 accelerated.
Very interesting. You've got a lot of new leadership coming in Canada, in France. You just have a new leader in Germany. So we've got a lot to work out with all of these new leaders for President Trump. Thank you very much, Kevin O'Leary. Great to see you, Kevin. Thanks.
Take care.